never doubted we could do it. Well, what are our goals today? If one of these children asks you, what are the goals of America? What is our answer? We haven't set them. We don't have a vision that has goals for where we need to be as the greatest nation on earth. Well, I want to be a president who sets goals for America again. And I believe we're ready for that. Let's set a goal of quality, affordable, universal health care coverage for independence and security. Enough with the talk, enough with the speeches. Let's have an Apollo project that says once and for all we're going to end our dependence on foreign oil. And I know how we can start doing it. I proposed a strategic energy fund, and I know where we can get the money for it. Let's take away the subsidies from the oil companies and have them set a goal of new, good, high-paying jobs for Americans. You know, everybody knows CEO pay is up, the stock market is up, corporate profits are up, but you know what isn't up? Average wages and income are not up. And it is time. We had a president again who stood up for the American middle class, which after all represents the best of our country and is the engine of economic growth. I believe we can create millions of new jobs for a new energy future and from tackling global climate change. I have seen it in our own state. I have been to Cummins Engine that is making an engine for low-sulfur diesel that they are now going to be exporting around the world from Jamestown. I've been to Corning, which is creating filters to catch all of the pollution from diesels like on our school buses. Hundreds of people are being employed. I have visited our universities that are doing research in new solar, new wind, new biodiesel, and biofuels. Let us begin to do this as a nation. We don't have anything to be afraid of. There is nothing America can't do if we put our minds to it and work together. Let's set a goal in education. Let's begin by changing No Child Left Behind, an unfunded mandate that is fully public. At preschool education, where we can give young children a real fighting chance to be competitive when they get to school. And on the other end, let's help the Attorney General finish his work and make college affordable again. You know, when I went to college, my late father said we saved enough money for tuition and board, but if you want to buy a book, you're going to have to earn the money. And that was okay, because I'd worked ever since I was 13. And then I decided to go to law school, and I came back and I told my dad, he said, that wasn't part of the bargain. So I could go out and borrow money from the federal government, a program called the National Defense Education Act. I could borrow at a very low interest rate. I didn't have to worry about these student loan companies ripping me and my family off. I don't want any family to have to worry about that again, and we're going to fix that as soon as we can. Our government. We have seen a culture of corruption and cronyism in the last 6 years. Let's end the no-bid contracts for Halliburton and all the friends. And of course, we have a lot of work to do around the world. You know, the members of Congress, Senator Schumer and I are working every single day to try to persuade or require the president to to change course in Iraq. We passed legislation that would have funded our troops and begin to bring them home. He vetoed that. He vetoed the will of the American people. Well, we are telling the president that we will keep working until we have a policy that begins to bring our troops home and extricate us from this precarious civil war. But I want to be completely clear with you. If the president does not end the war in Iraq before he leaves office, when I'm president, I will. As soon as building bridges and alliances with our friends and people around the world. We can't win the war against terrorism without friends who will stand up with us, report suspicious activity, be on our side. We can't deal with global climate change unless the United States leads and the world comes with us, or with HIV/AIDS or any of our global challenges. I want to be a president who begins to bring the world back together under American leadership, using our moral authority, using our values. You know, my friend and our former Secretary of State, Madeleine Albright, went to Europe at my husband's request in 1995 to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II. Some of you may know she was born in Czechoslovakia. She had to confront Nazism and communism, and so she was the perfect person to represent us. So she traveled throughout Europe, and then she got to what is now the Czech Republic, and she went all over the country. And everywhere she went, she saw American flags. But as she looked more closely, she realized these flags only had 48 stars. And she started asking people, where did you get this flag? And the answer was the same. When the American GIs liberated us, they gave us these flags. And we have guarded them for 50 years. We knew that it would have been dangerous to have been found with them, and certainly under Soviet occupation, and when the Soviet tanks came into Prague, someone found with an American flag would have been in very serious trouble. And Madeleine said, why did you save these flags? He said, because we love America. We believe in America's values. We want to live by those values. I want to be the president who restores that feeling around the world. But equally importantly, I want us to feel about ourselves that way again. This is a good and great nation, and I want us to believe it and to feel that we are contributing to its progress. But I can't do this without your help. And I'm asking you to join my campaign, to be part of it across New York, to reach out to your friends and colleagues who live across America. And I want to ask you to join in a very specific way today. Now, as you know, we have a website, www.hillaryclinton.com. But now, for the very first time, you can use your cell phones and text messaging to communicate with me and to join the campaign. It's a first, and I wanted to start it right here in the state of first, in New York, right here in our state capital. So are you ready? If you have a phone, open it up, raise them up high. Now get ready to send me a text message. All right, send join to 77007. That is, send a text message to this number, 77007, and type the word JOIN, J-O-I-N, to become part of my campaign for change. Now, if you text message every day, it's a snap. But if it's new to you, ask for help from somebody, especially a young person who's nearby, because they know how to do this. So join us now, here in person, on the web, or on your phone. ask your friends, your families, your neighbors, and your coworkers to be part of this campaign for change. I need your help. If you're ready for change in America, I'm ready to lead it. Thank you all.